And we're live again. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another session of New York by Night, City of Angels. And once again, we find ourselves back in the Bronx in the dormitory of Lilly Tsukiko, recent tyrant of New York. And after she basically walked out of a kind of Italian restaurant where she met with two mages. She returns home, sits down on the couch, she's having a cup of coffee in her hands, warming them with the glass, and she's just sitting there for a while, not really thinking about much, thinking about everything at the same time. She doesn't know quite how to handle that situation with the mages there, but for some reason something pops in her head. The voice of Aaron when he talked to her 2 weeks ago, telling her multiple times that she should contact Josh. It's been a long time since they talked. Lily realizes that she actually misses him. So she decides to why the fuck not? Let's give it a call. She'll grab the phone and dial the number that Josh gave her.
It definitely takes a little bit. From the phone, there comes the sound of a screeching, some bells, some whistles, some ringing, as if the connection is just being made over thousands and thousands of miles over the vast horizon that is the sky. Betwixt different satellites, betwixt different nations, continents, and even wide, wide oceans, until on the other end of the phone, there comes a ringing, a desperate ringing. Around the phone are several different indigenous people who look at it and know for a fact that whatever is going on is fairly important, and they rush off to a man. He's currently leaning against the Jeep. He has a rifle by his side. He's wearing some fairly light personal armor. But on hearing the man speak to him, he goes ahead and makes a laborious walk over to the tent. The exterior is, well, it's dark, but twilight will soon be coming. As he walks down, there is the, well, from above, you would call it carnage. Bodies left out to rot in the field, but to these people, it is a job well done. After a conceded effort, a voice will go ahead and speak into the receiver, and Lily will hear, "Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Is that Lily? Is that you?
Josh?
Hi. How you been?
Alright, I guess. How have you been?
Josh will go ahead and start to take a few paces outside of this particular shanty that was hastily made up, and start to walk back to the Jeep. He's currently carrying a briefcase in tow, fairly heavy. and simply says, I'm doing good. And yourself?
Um, um, yeah, I'm okay. How's life over there?
Oh, Josh will go ahead and lug this giant tackle box over. You'll hear the clank of latches, and well, you'll hear a general disturbance clanking as the tackle box will go ahead and hit the bottom of this trunk. And he simply says, well, it's a bit desperate, but no situation is perfect.
Yeah, you do keep yourself safe, are you?
Uh, and you hear some stomping, you hear some yelling, you hear off in the distance a faint crack of a rifle. Yeah, mostly.
That's not really comforting.
I'm safe. But it's mostly the people around me that I'm trying to direct. It's like I said, a desperate situation here. We've been pushed out of a. We've been pushed out, and we're trying to recover what assets we've got.
Okay, well, be careful, you know?
Oh, don't worry about me. I got everything totally under control. You?
I always worry about you, you know that. And, well, what can I say? New York is New York.
Yeah, but New York's always been a sensitive issue to the greater community. I remember when I was up in the UK, Mary was always telling me that she would never, ever, ever go to New York if she could deal with it.
I guess. Well, we're dealing stuff.
How's the court doing?
Um, well, we had a few new additions, I should say. Um, a guy known as the Sarge, your house,
Fair dues.
uh, got a new tinkerer,
Hmm? Fair dues.
and another female. Uh, she is of the seas, and kind of weird. Apparently, she has a mentor in Russia who knows about me.
Oh, I bet.
What?
It seems like a whole bunch of hogwash.
Uh, apparently, she was sent to New York and had to ask for me. Well, I don't know. Maybe Locke dropped a name somewhere. She traveled the world for a while, remember? I don't know.
Mm, nah, she doesn't seem all that big of a blip on the radar. Who is she?
What was her name again? Tia Vanderbilt? Something like that?
Hmm. Doesn't dig any up any memories with me.
Hmm.
How's the what's it called? Rev doing?
Well, as far as I can tell, he's doing okay. He and Marcus aren't at each other's throats the entire time, so that's good.
All right, Marcus.
He's actually starting to live up to the expectations. He seems to make progress into realizing what it means to be a real leader, not necessarily meaning just shouting and threatening people, but taking responsibility for them.
Hmm.
So, yeah, might give it a few more months, and then I think he's ready to take over again. At least if the situation with him and the Rev is out of the way. That's the main issue at this point. At least
Fair
in the
dues.
books.
The rest of the court? How's my house doing, actually?
Daniel is, as far as I can tell, okay. I haven't spoken to him for a while now, except for borrowing notes. But yeah, and with new addition, your house is growing. Bookkeeper is doing his stuff. I did just hear some strange news from a couple of mages, which I think concerns your house.
Ah, well, I think you've got that handled.
I hope so. Well, there are three of your house available, so I guess it won't be that much of a problem. And apparently the mages are are getting themselves involved as well. So I hate doing business with mages. They mess up things too much.
Well, that's what happens when you give a bunch of people the divine spark. They can do things. It's weird, but what's the issue then?
Mm, you mean this particular issue, or with mages in general? Because in both cases, there's not. Well, this particular issue, I don't have all the information just quite yet. Might have to talk to the bookkeeper about that. And they're trying to arrange some sort of a meeting with some of their guys who know more about it. We'll see how things work out. It's something with a flower patch and Shadow World, and I didn't quite get it. It's, as I said, it's not my expertise, so
Hmm.
apparently it has something to do with a portal to. They said something either to where, well, basically our prison, or maybe something with a portal to, well, him again.
What do you mean to him?
Well, to the guy you used to call
Oh,
management.
okay. Fair dues management. Uh, yeah, I don't see them doing that anytime soon. If we've been working so long, if Mary has been working so long, there's no freaking way they could do it.
Well, I hope not, but it immediately turned my thoughts to the glassworker.
Yeah, why?
Because he had this insane idea about trying to open portals to management as well, and he had actually made a map with different places on it. And if this place is connected to that, then I don't know. He had some kind of a big setup for that.
And fair dues, the glass worker was always within his own workshop until things happened.
Hmm, yeah, that workshop's kind of gone.
No, I mean he's the moment he came in, he was always very, very industrious fellow. I could definitely tell that much right off the bat. I don't know exactly how much work he got through with. Fair
I don't
dues.
know either. We're still picking up the pieces there.
You said a new tinkerer. You mean a
Mhm.
new Anunnaki?
Mhm. Yeah.
What's he like then?
He's a I don't know. He's Japanese. Works with metal a lot. You improved my armor. Awesome. And I don't know. Apparently, he seems to like Marcus a lot.
Could be a previous relationship there.
Could be. But hey, that's okay. I think Marcus is a nice guy, and as I said, he's really well. He's cleaning up basically. He's taking more responsibility, trying to actually be kind to people. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Don't know what brought the sudden change, but yeah.
Alright, fair dues. Anybody more from the first house?
No, not that I know of.
What about the Asharu?
None. It's an issue.
Fair dues. Anunnaki?
Already mentioned the one.
Only the one.
Only the
Fourth
one.
house?
Well, that Russian. Right? No, wait, no, that's just the Rev, sorry. Neberu, no. Only the Rev, as far as I know. Oscar's been keeping quiet.
Okay, fair enough. Already covered the Defilers. What about the Rabisu?
Um, well, you met Winter, and other than that, nope. We're at the point where we're trying to see if we can bail out Al, but so far, not really any luck there. So actually, I haven't heard from Winter in quite a while.
I've already heard about my house, but tell me about these new people.
I've only met the Sarge once. We seem to be okay. They're trying to expand into the Queens now, because a lot of new guys apparently already had places in Queens, and they like to keep it. I basically told them, if you want to keep it, then try and keep it.
No.
I'll still be focusing my attention on the Bronx mainly. It's our home turf.
No. We fought hard for our home turf. We made deals for our home turf. I remember that being part of my legacy. Part of Locke's legacy, anyways.
I know, hon. But I don't want to stop people simply by saying so. They can try. They can live there. Told them if they want to try and get influence in there, feel free to do so. People have actually been talking about trying to take over Wall Street. I'm not gonna stop them, because if they want to mess up, they'll mess up. And if they succeed, well, it just means that we gain some. As for the Bronx, I'm trying to keep up defenses. Rev has been helping out a lot with that. And trying to keep an eye on New Jersey as always. They've been quiet. Which can either mean a lot or can mean nothing at all.
Best to focus on where the action is at the moment.
I don't know if you heard about a big attack in Manhattan. People have been going on a lot about it here.
Silas sent me a message not too long ago.
Mm, yeah. Aaron came up to me telling me that they want to try and take revenge. Meh, their problem, not ours. It's simple. We have our home ground to defend.
Fair enough, if you want to take that stance.
Hey, we can offer them help in. We can offer them help by staying in New York, protecting their home ground as well. Make them owe us. I don't care about the rest of New York. Not anymore.
Then what do we care about?
Keeping ours safe. Keeping our home turf. Keeping ours alive.
And haven't we been doing that? I've heard that you've gained the position of tyrant relatively easily. Doesn't that carry upon a certain weight to it?
I don't know, so far no one has really been protesting. Well,
No,
in the beginning a little bit, but
I don't mean that. I mean, doesn't it carry the weight, the onus of responsibility?
it does. It makes it sometimes difficult. But yeah, what can you say? What can you do? Shit happens, you
Um,
deal with it, you move on to the next shit.
Tell me about that. Tell me about what you've been able to do.
Well, as I said, trying to get the defenses up. Um, trying to trying to stop people messing with us, but it's not working out that well this far. Trying to keep us together.
Oh, that's always been a trouble.
Mm,
It's always been a trouble. For a long time, I was the shadow tyrant of New York.
I know.
And it comes right down to it. Our kind will do as they are wont to do, and not necessarily take direction too kindly. We are those that rebelled, no matter what anybody else says.
That's true, but then again, we've always been we've been made to follow orders. The fact that we rebelled never stopped us from following orders. I mean, look at the war. We were always in a legion. We were a military-based structure. Well, I'm not trying to
The
get that back
legions, the legions fought against each other. You do know that.
for a while.
It was bloody. It was long.
Mm, well, long, short, it's relative anyway. I'm trying to keep everybody together by mainly allowing people to do what they want without messing up too badly. I have only given one straight order. So far, I believe people have been accepting that, and for the rest, I mainly give suggestions. Prefer, it's like, I, I'm not good at giving commands. I don't like it. I don't want to.
Well, I can't say that you've ever done something that you didn't want to do.
No, I've been thinking about joining you in Africa, but I think my job is here. I think keeping this core together, building up something. I don't know if I will ever leave a legacy, but if we keep a court, then that'll be my legacy, I guess.
Don't worry about leaving a legacy. Simply worry about making it out alive.
Trying to.
In the beginning, there were one of us, one big happy family, or at least that's how it was presented to us by Cross and Locke. We did We did fairly well like that for a little bit, even if I was on the outside for most of those first power struggles. And then in the end, there was rebellion. There will always be rebellion.
Seems a recurring pattern. Well, I'm not planning to fight rebellion. If someone else wants the job and they can prove that they can do it, I'm not gonna stop them.
That's not the point. The point is, in order to start something new, they will want to tear down the old. Whether or not you remain in that position, whether or not you step down, they will still see it as an affront against what they want to make.
Hmm. Am I part of the old already then?
I don't know. You tell me. Popular opinion? Still with you?
As far as I can see, it is.
You still strong?
I don't think anyone is trying to stab me in the back, if that's what you mean. I mean, the only thing that happened was that morphine thing from Marcus, which I told you about. And there was, of course, that little piece with, well, but that's been solved.
Doesn't sound like it's been solved.
Mm, well, it's been solved. It's just not gone.
Well, if you say it's been solved and you got no attached issues and you don't feel anything about it, fair it is. It's gone completely and utterly. But here's the thing that I've learned. Humanity has a saying, at least a few of them do. They say that you make your own demons. That's what they say. They say that the past will come and get you. They say that those few transgressions that you get away with will come back. I've heard so many stories of scorned lovers finally finding an axe to grind. I have heard of so many curses out here, just vile things, just for one particular slight. That's what they do. They're amazing at holding grudges.
Well, I guess my curse is taking. I don't know. I think I found my curse. I'm not quite sure whether I'm happy with that curse. You have a curse?
I have several curses, some of which come out in most interesting of manners. You remember the prism-faced Ravager, right?
Yeah.
I'm betting she still has it out for me.
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a long time. I mean, we spoke a few times, remember? But, no. As I said, never heard of her again.
Fair it is, she might have moved on to a different area.
Hope so. I hope she will find some peace.
You never do. How can you?
Hmm. I said some. Some of us do. Some of us find peace in the moment, or in a task they set to themselves, or in each other's company, I guess.
Over the phone, you'll start to hear very loud crickets actually break through. Less crickets and more locusts, actually.
Hmm.
Look, I'm sorry I don't call you or write you more often.
No, I understand you're busy. You have your job. I don't want to bother you.
Mm,
Shouldn't
fair
have called,
dues.
probably, but people told me that it would be a good idea, and well, it's been a while. So,
There's no connection here, is there?
what do you mean?
There's no connection here.
What, you mean cell phone connection?
No. I mean, how long has it been since I've actually called you or sent a message out?
I don't know. Last time we spoke was what, 2 months ago? When you came
Yeah,
to.
with winter.
Yeah, I still miss you.
You can miss me all you want, but do you really need to keep a candle out for me?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying that the campaign that I'm currently on is going to be a long one. Probably not going to be successful.
So, are you okay? I'm gonna hold that sentence for a while. There's something I really need to tell you, I
Okay.
guess. Um, Artemio is gone.
Okay. What happened then?
Long story or short,
I have all the way up until dawn, and dawn is a long way off.
I'm still not 100% sure, but he and Veronica got married. Apparently, afterwards, he had a conversation with her about the war kind of thing that she's in, and he refused. He didn't want her to be in there. They had an argument. He wanted to kill changelings because of that. We stopped him. And then later, I found myself one of the mages, and he told me that he was attacked by Artemio and some kind of a black entity. So I went to visit because, oh wait, in the end the mage said that he and Veronica had kissed right before the wedding, or something like that. I went to search out Artemio, found him at the glassworker's shop, and he attacked me. Tried to reason with him, tried to drug him. Nothing worked. In the end, I had to be. This is part of the most difficult thing being a tyrant, is it? Taking responsibility for the others.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take him down. He is, don't know, probably back in the pit.
Hmm.
Might be somewhere else, I don't know. But he's gone.
You can hear in the background of the satellite phone a few people yelling and talking very, very loudly in a language that you may or may not understand as Josh just goes ahead and says, That was tough, wasn't it?
It still is.
How do you feel about what you did?
Mm, I took responsibility.
That's not an emotion.
It's the only way I can look at it. Someone had to do something. I did something. I'm Tyrant. It's my job to do that. It's my job to take responsibility. I asked the court to set a suitable punishment, of course, which they did. Well, at least to their book. But in the end, this is what's left: responsibility.
Well, all I can say was at least you had the benefit to make that decision. Whether or not the act itself is always going to be very, 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 very hard, but at least that you could justify it, at least to yourself, on a more personal level than I was told to do so. I don't know whether that makes you more culpable or less culpable.
Sometimes it's easier to be able to blame it on someone else.
You could blame it on Veronica. You can blame it on Artemio. You can blame it on a million different people. I know Veronica likes to stir up this kind of drama without realizing the kind of pain that she causes.
I've advised the rest of the courts to steer clear of her and the mage.
Which maid is that then? Because that one's new. I thought you and what's-his-face had settled your disagreement long ago. Edwin, there you go.
It's not Edwin. It's some guy named Alex Winterbourne. He seemed to be okay. It's not that he might even be okay. But the fact that he acts without thinking makes him dangerous. And I will protect my people from that if I can. I advised them, I didn't order them to stay away from him, so if they mess things up, it's their decision. I can't track them. I can't put bells around their necks. There's no reason to give them an order that they probably won't follow, so I give them an advice.
Advice is probably the better option, but yeah, yeah. I've never been the man who pushes the button and is the button at the same time. I've always been the button.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the one who pushes or the one who gets pushed, but as I said, there's not much left. It's simply this.
Fair news. It's history. Good, bad. It's just history. It'll come back up.
Hope not.
I didn't expect Charlotte to come back up.
Mm. Well, it's not finished quite yet. I was caught.
Yeah?
Mm. Someone must have reported the Gunshots. Artemio fired a gun at me. Police were coming, got caught. Couldn't get away in time.
Hmm. So who's helping to cover that up?
Marcus, bit. He did what he could. I hope there can be done more, but if not, I have to ride the waves that I caused.
There is more screaming and yelling and a lot of gunfire over the satellite phone. You briefly hear Josh go ahead and yell away from the receiver some particular language. Yeah, yeah. There is the sound of the engine of the truck starting up and zooming away, leaving you and Josh in mostly quiet.
Sounds bad.
It's always bad. It always is. Um, Usually I don't like to give you grief with my own problems. I like to focus on you. When I focus on you, everything's a little bit better. So I want to hear you. I want to hear your concerns. I want to hear every little piece of gossip. I want to hear everything.
I don't I don't know. There's not much gossiping going around, I believe, and I'm not allowed to go anywhere by myself anymore. So
Why is that then?
I told you, I stepped in front of the court and told them to hand me out a punishment. This is their punishment.
Punishment is you can't go anywhere by yourself?
Can't meet anyone without someone of the court accompanying me.
What are they worried about?
I don't know. Me killing off more people, I presume.
That doesn't sound like you're in much of a position of power.
Mm, maybe I'm not, but I'm hoping the court will be a position of power, not one individual.
Fair dues. How are things with the wolves?
Um, Quiet. They I've had a talk with the Alpha. I don't know if I mentioned that to you already.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Alpha got killed.
Okay, that was probably a very interesting meeting.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
Meeting between me and the Alpha went relatively okay. No one tried to beat anyone, so that was probably a good thing. But a few days later, I believe, there was a big attack on Central Park. A lot of doggies got killed.
Alright. Seems like they've got their own issues.
Hey, rather have them have their own issues than them trying to mess with our issues.
Let's see, do I remember? No. The only person I remember that I was ever on any kind of terms with was Monty, but Monty's apparently fallen off the face of the earth, so next best thing was Aaron? Yeah,
Who?
Aaron,
Oh, Aaron. Yeah.
Middle Eastern dude.
Aaron is still around. Yeah, he's okay. He was the one who kept saying that I had to talk to you. For some reason or another.
Fair dues. I don't know why he would be concerned about all that nonsense.
Neither do I. No clue.
What about the leeches? How they handled the whole situation?
Um, well, Silas is still Prince. We still see each other on a regular basis, but we don't necessarily discuss that much politics during that. People are trying to form a council for New York.
Well, that'd be a thing.
Yeah. Well, they have invited us, and we'll see how things go.
Fair dues. Fair dues. What about the will workers? How they doing?
Hmm. Stirring up a lot of shit as usual.
Fair dues. They often do that. They got the gift of the divine spark, but they have no idea what they're doing with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, what can I say? Um, Daniel still has a thing with one of them.
That situation hasn't gotten complicated yet, has it?
No, not as far as I know.
Good. Good.
And yeah, what else is left? We don't do changelings anymore. Well, at least I don't.
Fair it is. Fair it is. Let me ask you this. Uh, when I left, did I make things worse or better?
For New York, for the court, for me.
Any of them?
Hmm. You were one who brought people together. That's something that we're lacking. In the courts, as well as in New York. But there will always be someone else to pick up that particular thing. I know Marcus is trying to make an effort with it.
Mm-hmm. I did come out here. Well, I didn't come out here initially. I went ahead and traveled the United States for a bit before I went no. I actually found quite an organization of the fallen in the UK, headed by one of my house, currently occupying a host by the name of Mary. She was the one that directed me down to South Africa, where they thought that I could do the most good for the world. But I don't know. I think back to New York. I think back to the Bronx. I think back to you. And all I could think was, even if the Earthbound situation was all settled, there was always little shots, little tremors throughout the entire community that I could have easily, cleaned up. but I always thought that it wasn't my place to do so.
You did what you thought was necessary, and, well, when it comes to me, I miss you a lot. I think the community misses you, although they might not know exactly what they're missing. That doesn't mean we won't survive. That doesn't mean we don't continue. But it's survival. At least for me, it's survival. It's not life. With Locke gone, with you gone, there's not much left. It's the way it is. Not much I can change about it. You have to follow your own path. It doesn't mean that, well, you know.
Look, things have been desperate for our kind for a very, very long time, even the years before we eventually fell. That's always been desperate. Even when there was a brand new, undiscovered country when we came out, that was always a very, very basic struggle, even amongst ourselves. Even now, I can hear it. It's always going to be a struggle.
Hmm. Think we're fighting a lost cause then, huh?
Let me ask you this. Why did you continue fighting towards the end of the war, even when you knew that everything was going to be lost?
I guess if you would have asked me a few weeks ago, I probably would have said, fight for the fight. Fight for that what's mine. At this point, even though a cost is lost, doesn't mean that we shouldn't protect it till the end.
Is that survivalism?
I don't know. It might be.
I don't even remember what I was doing towards the last part of the war. I remember bits and pieces, but I'll never have a full enough memory like Daniel does.
Hmm. It's hazy, and the bits that I remember, not quite sure whether I want to know. I had a dream today. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't really grab much of the details anymore, but it was about those end days.
Yeah.
I fought, well, not necessarily fought because otherwise I wouldn't have been here anymore. But I remember I was fighting one of the captains of the Malahim. It was too strong for me.
Mhm.
I don't quite know, as I said, can't really remember much of the details. It didn't turn out to be something that I really did, but something that they were looking forth into my future, I believe. But uh, it's kind of hazy. I can't really remember the person who told me to go. I I had to leave my place. Well, that's the way it is. But as I said, it's difficult to remember that dream. I'm not even sure if it's real or if it's just bits and pieces that my mind combined.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. What matters is the experience of it. How did you feel having to apparently leave your post?
Didn't like it. Didn't like to abandon it. I was willing to give up my existence because I had the feeling that even though I would not survive, I would have mattered. But apparently there was a different goal set for me, and I wasn't allowed to stay there.
Who sent you off then?
Orders came from higher up.
So you want to matter. You want your existence to mean something.
Don't we all? Isn't that why we were created in the first place? To mean something. To give something of us to this world.
I was created with a duty. I was created with a sense of responsibility that I seem to still hold to me. I was created, in a sentence, by an angry God that threw me out when I went ahead and disobeyed him. When the tool went ahead and broke, he threw me away.
And he threw all of us away. It doesn't change what we are. An owner may not want its tool anymore, but that doesn't change the function of the tool.
Just means that 20, 40 years down the line, when that tool is all grown up and mature, you can swing a 6-iron really, really well. That'll come back up to its creator, put that pistol to his face, and simply say, I mean something, I matter, and pull the trigger.
That's what we tried to do, wasn't it?
Some of us did. Some of us wanted to go our own way. Some of us still have that sense of odious responsibility.
Last thing to grasp, I guess. Last thing to hold on to. If not our responsibility, then what do we have? We might as well lay down
Ourselves.
and die.
We have ourselves. We have things in front of us. It doesn't matter what our original intention was, what we were originally created for. A screw can become a hammer if you just turn it on its head.
Well, it's one way to look at things. I don't think so. Not at this point. We are what we are. Nothing more, nothing less. We will die being what we are. I don't think there's much that will change that.
We will die being what we are.
Well, not die. Dying means we actually go to a place. We will stop existing.
That's true, but there's a different story to be had. You go ahead and you fail. You fall. Do something incredibly stupid, or somebody catches you out. and all your superiors and all your contemporaries go ahead and throw you into a deep, deep, dark hole, prison, solitary, whatever you want to call it. You're given few, if any, freedoms to walk around in the day room, the freedom to go ahead and take pills, they'll go ahead and damage your mind beyond recognition, the freedom to suffer through different treatments that will slowly degrade you as well and break you as a person for a very, very long time until eventually there's an opening. Eventually somebody comes by, says, I want that one, I want to treat that one. And even after that, even if they take you out of the asylum, the craziness, the madhouse, there's always that long term of detox that will make you sicker than you would ever imagine. The idea of puking your guts out over and over again for an extended period of time, the most terrible feeling you've ever had, simply because you're not taking the pills anymore. And of course, there are relapses, terrible relapses. You get violent. You do things that you were put in for, and dear God, if your caretakers don't try to help you out through it, dear God, if you can't figure out a way to cope with that kind of stress of being back into the hole, even if you're not in the hole anymore. Someday, if you're lucky, there's a sort of peace. Someday, if you're really, really lucky, there's a sort of peace until the end of your days, and you can go ahead and pass on in a bed, surrounded by your loved ones.
And then what? It won't stop for us. You know that. There's only one way for us to stop. And that's if we stop. If we stop, there's nothing. I'm not willing to stop. I think. I'm not sure anymore.
What do you think they think? Even the ones that don't convert, even the ones that do convert, they still don't think that there's an afterlife.
Hmm. Well, there's a difference between believing and knowing. We know. They believe. It's the difference. You think we should stop? All of us?
To answer that question, all I have to do is look at the world as it is right now and whether or not we're having a positive impact or a negative impact.
That depends entirely on one's viewpoint.
Would the world be better off without us? I don't know.
Maybe fiends know, but not us. If they're smart, they won't tell us.
I doubt the fiends know. The fiends don't know anything.
I think they would be closest to knowing things.
Not about the things that really mattered.
What does really matter then, Josh? What does really matter?
What really matters is that the stress point in South Africa is currently turning in on itself and subverting itself into a dark, dark world. And from that dark world, there are certain plagues of rabid human beings that are crouching up, and I've had to send Ku Klux and his three fellows off to shoot off another outbreak of zombies.
And here I am, whining about my stuff.
I like it when you whine about your own stuff, because that way I can forget about my stuff.
Well, likewise. nice.
You know what I like about this place?
It's simple.
It's very open. I don't have to. There are cities, but they're nothing like New York. That they're not skyscrapers. There's just big open savanna. There's just big open prairies. I can look up and see the constellations in the sky, bright and clear. There's a whole bunch of wildlife out here, unconquered territory and the like. They're not in cages, Lily.
No, I know. I know. I miss that here. But, well, it doesn't change the fact that I'm here and you're there.
You know, you could do a lot of good work out here.
I know, and you could do a lot of good work here.
Why do you keep a candle for me?
Why do you want me to blow it out?
Because if it's one more thing that goes ahead and weighs such a heavy burden on you, it shouldn't be there.
Since when are you a heavy burden, Josh? Don't talk stupid.
I'm uncommunicative.
So?
I often put myself in danger that could quite likely kill me.
So do I. Josh, you are... I could talk to you. I don't have to say anything, but I can still talk to you. That's why I keep it burning. 'Cause you're you. Why do you want me to blow it out so badly? Why do you even ask it? Why do you even propose it?
Maybe I'm not as secure as you are, Lily. Maybe I'm afraid that if it gets blown out, I'll get blown away with it.
I won't blow it out, Josh. Even though we don't talk to each other for months. That's fine. I can deal with that. What's a month compared to all those times? All the time that we've already lived? What's a few months?
That's the weird thing. I don't even remember you from before. Maybe bits and pieces. I remember the name getting floated around. I remember the name getting floated around about that one Rabisu that would always strive to protect anybody walking through that hostile territory, that no man's land. I remember that Rabisu who took a shot for me. I remember that Rabisu that shielded me from the oncoming fire. They talked about you. You were a hero.
I'm not. I'm not, Josh. Does it matter that we don't know each other from before?
No, I guess not.
What matters is here and now. And right now, I have a candle, and it burns. And I don't want to blow it out. I don't want to give that up. If you want to blow it out, fine, do so. You've been talking about it an awful lot right now over the phone. If you found someone else, another candle to burn for you, then go ahead. I can't stop you. I never could, nor do I want to.
You've been the one link that keeps dragging my thoughts back to New York. It's a comforting thought. I like the thought. Out here, it's craziness. Out here, I tend to worry about things like clean water. When I think back to you, it's a beautiful time. Wonderful time.
I know.
Even in the exact worst situation, even when we're both bloody, depressed, without a single power to our will, and we just collapsed after one big fight, we were still together. That's all by itself a good memory.
But we are still together. Sure, there are miles between us, but that doesn't stop. It doesn't stop us from being together. We're still fighting. We might fight in different ways, but the fight is still the same. I'll be there with you, firing those shots, sending out people, and you're here with me, dealing with doggies and leeches.
I miss you, Lily. I really do. And I think that's the first time I've said it today. It's not the first time I've ever said it. I say it every single day when I wake up. I say it every single day when that dawn arises, when I feel that energy come back to me, that faith, that belief. I say it every single day.
I miss you too. I miss your company. I miss your words. You you make the world, as crooked as it is, seem right. At least my world. I need that from time to time. I can't think straight, or I think too straight, or you make it right.
And I think you're the only one that actually ever gave me the time of day. People should mean something. It should mean something. Between you and us, you and me, we mean something to each other.
Mm-hmm. It
That feels good.
does. It doesn't matter how far away you are. It doesn't matter how long we don't speak to each other. I only have to close my eyes. And I know you're there.
It's always a good feeling to know that even in this wilderness, somebody's looking out for me.
Talking to you like this. It hurts, but it's good. It's good to feel that pain. It's the first pain I've felt for a long while. I closed off from pain. Didn't want to feel it anymore.
Never close yourself off in pain. Never. It's gonna hit you. It really is. There are some days that you will simply wake up, feel that spark come to you, and feel utterly, totally unconvinced that the day is worth it. The dawn may come, but not for you, not until the next dawn comes.
Yeah.
Sometimes one dawn is just a bad, bad dawn.
I didn't want to kill Artemio, Josh. I hate myself over it. Every minute. I tried to. I put a gun to my head. There's no bullets. I didn't want to go on. And then I realized I had to go on because I had to be responsible.
Don't ever do that. Just don't put that gun to your head. Just don't. No, really, just don't. Josh wouldn't be Josh anymore. Josh would have to go away.
I won't, then. For you.
I know it's selfish, but I like Josh. Josh is very, very comfortable. Josh knows where he's going.
It's a good thing that he does. I like Josh too. The world wouldn't be the same without Josh.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when I got here, I didn't realize. Well, I knew how small I was. I really did. But I didn't realize how much that wouldn't really matter anymore.
Despite the fact that we left this world for so long, it still holds beauty.
Yeah, this world certainly does.
Your world will hold beauty too again. I'm pretty sure of that.
You know, you say that, and I have freaking corpse that only 12 hours ago was trying to eat my people just a few paces away. It's hard for me to believe that. It really is.
But you gotta. You know why?
Hmm?
Because there are people like you. There are people like Daniel. Even the bookkeeper in his way, I think. They care for that world. And they will make it good again.
Sanctuary was supposed to be a sanctuary. It's not.
That doesn't mean it won't be like that again.
You can actually hear a you can actually hear a yell, but this yell you know and understand as Joss is own as he just goes ahead and scream, "Damn you!" Some of us should have stayed in the pit. Now they're up here making trouble for the rest of us.
Well, I guess some of us don't have the ability to see clearly anymore. Don't have hope. Don't have dreams.
Don't
That's-
understand. Just a small thing like me can see more than the freaking Archduke.
Maybe because we are what we are. An ant sees a different perspective than an eagle.
True enough.
Talking like we know anything.
I'll try to settle something here. I don't know if I'm gonna move on after I settle things here, or stay, or come back. I don't know. I hear there's problems in India at the moment. I got some contacts over in, oh, where's that place called? Perth, Australia.
Hmm.
I got some places, where the hell, way, way far east in Japan, actually.
Well, let Josh do what Josh does best.
And what does Josh do?
Whatever he wants, makes him feel good. Help out. Make a difference. Even
And
if
what does the
it's
tyrant... Go ahead.
even if it's just for one person. That's what you wanted in New York. That's what you're doing there. Making a difference.
And what does the tyrant of New York do?
I guess the same. Matter. I guess in the end that's what we all want. We want to matter. We want to do what we have to do what feels right to us. Even the Rev and Marcus, however extreme their ideas might be, in the end, they want to matter. I'll be protecting our guys over here. You do what you do best. Make a difference.
Fair dues. Well, don't... At least don't... Try to not let every single thing... Um, every single regret go ahead and bite you in the ass.
I'll try.
We make our own demons.
Then again, we are our own demons.
We are demons. I cannot understand how the rest of us go ahead and call themselves fallen. As if at one point or another we were really all that wonderful.
We all have our own beliefs. We all have to hold on to those. If we don't have our own beliefs, I think we would have a lot more raving mad, well, demons, angels, fallen in this world.
What are you doing right now, Lily?
Sitting on the couch. Coffee's gone cold.
Looked it up on whatever the hell they're calling the internet nowadays. This freaking dial-up service that there's gonna be a bit of a comet that just goes and streaks across the sky, visible to you in about 10 minutes, and 10 minutes after that should be visible to me where I am.
I'll see if I can get up on the roof, but I'm not quite sure if the lights of New York will grant me the sight of such a thing.
It's no problem. There's so many comets or comet-like objects or satellites that fall out of New York sky all the time. I wouldn't expect you not to see what appears to be an airplane and think it's an astral object.
I don't particularly have a lot of knowledge on comets and things in the sky.
Just in 5 minutes, go up there, look up at the sky. Just, I'll be looking up there with you as well.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too. And I love you more than I ought to.
That candle that won't die. No matter what. The candle will always be there.
There's a long silence on Josh's end.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What's wrong?
I'm just thinking.
What's on your mind?
Lots of things are on my mind at the moment, mostly related to stuff that's going on here.
If you need to go,
Long silence. I'll come back. Don't know when, but I'll be back.
you do what you need to do. I don't want you to come back unless it feels right for you. I'll be here.
I'll come back.
Whether it be days, weeks, months, years. I'll just be here.
I'll come back. I will come back.
I know.
Maybe.
I know. You do what Josh has to do. And there will always be a place here.
I got some people coming. I have to get off now.
I know. I'll see you when I see you. I'll hear you when I hear you. You will never be far away.
I'll be watching. There is the distinctive sound of a click, and the last words you hear from Joss is, "I will miss you," before the signal goes ahead and gets trashed. You hear that modem starting to spark down on your end. The satellite's starting to go out of focus. You are left with a phone next to your head.
And Lily will crawl up on the roof. Lay down on it, on the roof, feel the cold, very cold bricks underneath her body. And she'll look up to the sky.